Oh boy, I believe you are all waiting for this one, people. This is Madagascar 3 Europe's Most Wanted, which is a film by Dreamworks Animation that was released in 2012, being the sequel to the first one from 2005 and the second film from 2008. What did I think of this film, honestly? This is the shocking one. This is easily one of if not the worst one of the worst movies I've seen from 2012. It may not be as bad as certain other movies like Food Fight, The Oogie Loves, and The Big Balloon Adventure, and especially That's My Boy. But this is still a close fourth. And not just that, it is the worst DreamWorks movie so far. And I will explain why that's for me. Okay. So, so the animals, it starts the story. I'm actually able to tell it this time because it's a horrendous continuation of its predecessor, Escape to Africa, which is far superior than this. So, the animals, so the penguins have their plane ready to go, saying that they'll be back in a few weeks, even though it's not going to possibly happen after for a gambling spree in Monte Carlo to pick up the then they would say that they would come back to Africa, pick up the rest of the DreamWorks of the gang, and head on back to the New York City Zoo in style, and then everything would be fine there. And then and boom, and everything, and they lie and they just fly off for no reason. And Alex, for some reason finds his friends elderly soon later himself, but it was just a nightmare. Of course it was. They just have to shove it in its all dream cliche beginning in the beginning eighth of this film. It may not be as bad. It may not be as used as it is right now, since at the time, but still, Marty wakes him up. They head on over to a piece of rock for an epic surprise for Alex for his birthday. He made a huge ass giant replica of New York City, and now it's time to light his candle. Alex first dreams about seeing being back in New York City Zoo, and then starts crying because he misses that zoo as so much. Then he well, then Gloria gives him a cake, and but just as before Alex blows it in, the the lemurs pop out of the cake for no reason. Pop out of the cake, and I just want to say something about Julian. Remember how all these times when I was talking about this movie and I said this was character assassination for me? You know what? This is the part that is character assassination. Julian got the most of it. I don't care, but it's what anyone else says that this is not character assassination. I still believe that this is indeed character assassination. And also, here is a question that I will get to in a little bit, but I don't feel like saying it right now. Now, and Alex then says, like, you know what are we doing still standing in Africa for no reason? Why don't we go over to Monte Carlo and and rob the penguins themselves? And then Melman's like, how the fuck are you gonna do that, dumb genius fuck? And Alex is like, 20 square, but we can damn well try. We then cut to the penguins, who are having the most epic time of their fucking lives. Is when they're by having a pillow fight. They realize they've been weaponizing their dead skin as they got. And it's like, oops, epic fail. But then we cut to the outskirts of Monte Carlo, and then it actually shows the trailer poster, which I don't feel like showing, because this is a better poster that you see here. Mel and I just love and I have three plot problems with this part here. One In the first film, there's continuity errors of their personalities. In the first film, and there are three of them, which I will explain. There are three. Alex says in the first film he cannot swim, but in this film he somehow is able to swim. Two, how did they get past the sharks? It's not like the only shark in the franchise was the one that fell into the volcano in the second film. Unless that unless that Madagascar and Shark Tale are in the same canonically in the same universe, I would I will prove that wrong. And three, they could have just swam back. And I just love how nobody in the second film is mentioned once. Not even no Alex's parents. Nope, sorry, never heard of them. Grandma dude, grandma woman. Nope, not her either. And there's no Moto Moto. This is absolute bullshit. Instead, and also fine. And they go in, so they figure out their plan and to get inside the casino by taking air vents. Vents. But before Gloria gets out, she gets stuck. They go in. They grasp open the roof, and and which causes a frivolous argument about who's in charge, because of course it does. It goes on for like 45 seconds. Jesus, the atrocious pacing. She's saying, and then Gloria, and it's not until Gloria says she's gonna lead and falls through the roof because of course there is gonna be a fat joke about her. They just cannot with this movie. They just cannot with her, can they? So the people get scared, and we see Phaser we at, and they find the penguins, and they had four phases. Phase 1, get inside the building. Phase 2, confront the penguins. Phase 3, apologizing to the penguins, and 4, getting the fuck out of the casino. And the lemurs are supposed to be were supposed to be cutting off the power. But Julian again does something stupid, like shoving a huge amount of pencils up his nose and ears. Oh, reminds me of a certain someone who does that, which I don't feel like naming. So while they run outside, there are federal guards, which call the big weapons, which is the local animal control company, led by a French animal control officer named Chantal Dubois, who is honestly a decent villain. She's really threatening, and I do like her motivation, but I just couldn't get myself to like her. It just wasn't interesting for me. And afterwards, the penguins somehow come in with a huge van, man, which is called the Luxury Assault Recreational Vehicle. Los Angeles, over here, reference over here, truly that. But after they make their getaway, we see Dubois again, slapping a fellow European, friendly. She like crawls and gets into all fours and can smell out shit, okay? And then now the pursuit begins. Julian then opens up the back door and is promptly shot like, oof. I'm like, oof. He got shot, lol. Well, and all the penguins leave their wheel, which forces Marty to hops onto the wheel and does rather comedic stunts. Oh hey, look, I didn't know they were doing monster trucks over here, and she ain't. And as the woman isn't backing down from her prize, they enter a tunnel, and Marty and Alex again, of course, they're arguing over the wheel. And then we get to a moment called and they which is called they boot up Kowalski's nuclear reactor and then fire it. And as the gang holds shift, brakes don't work, they leap off a big ass construction site and nearly plummet to their death. And voila, the fucking animal and the fucking ambassador hotel, which real and they hop out of the car, leaving King Julian to die. And Julian died, fall down and dead. And just if you thought he's dead, nope. Julian actually lives again by carrying the fucking flying onto the helicopter again that they used in the beginning of the film. It doesn't matter because Dubois is on their asses again and jumping over a building and trying to get entering because she no pay. She ain't paying for shit. Do not give her a ticket to Jurassic World. And I would have at least understood it to if they explained how was she able to get those superpowers. The superpowers. And we of course we're here at the Ultra Instinct part. Again, they could have explained how she was able to get them. Able to get the powers. Plot I have two theories. One, of course, the grandma and her related shit. And two, she was probably once doing the same thing with another animal, but got into a serious bike accident, and surgery was the only way to surgery by implanting her into planting something into her that would make her the person she is now. And tries to do and the monkeys try to boot up the banana guns and try to shoot Dubois in cold blood, and they get all to the monkey barrel stuck thingy. Dubois then just barely grabs Melon with a stick. And as they go into and they should go into maximum overdrive, the gang starts dangling from the heights of Monte Carlo, and Dubois recreates that one section is part of Grand Theft Auto now. Well, again, it would have made sense if they explained how she fucking got those powers. And then more just like fucking flings her to the fucking pool. That was some twisted bullshit I saw right there. And the gang, after a few moments later, their gang is singing New York, New York on the plane ride back home. Jesus Christ, the pop culture references are obnoxious throughout this movie. Kowalski informs Skipper that until the plane is going to go down because the gear assembly's been badly damaged. And then they crash down, like the second film, except different cause. Couldn't be more originality at its finest. Mort is wearing quite a good cosplay out of a pipe. And Julian is like doing the epic funny with the electrical wires. And then Skipper then would say, the chimps fixed the plane again. The chimps are like, nope, we're out. Building laws are not the same as in France as they used to be in Africa. Anyway, anyway, now that they realize that they have nowhere other place to go. Just in luck, oof oof. A train appears in the middle of nowhere called Circus Zaragoza. But they stand at the entrance and comes out Bryan Cranston Tiger, called Bryan Cranston Frosted Flakes Tiger named Vitaly, who's honestly the most tolerable character of the circus. Sure, right. Hey, why are there like so many insane castings in here? I don't know. Try to make this movie the best as it can. Hee and as Vitaly denies them entry into the promised land, the train's about to start again. Until let's get to the other circus characters. They go inside. The gang has to lie and say they're actually circus animals in a port to impress the circus animals. Now let's get to the actual circus animals lately. I already discussed Vitaly, so let's do with the other. Let's do the other way ones. The other ones which suck donkey shit. The first one we'll start with is the least insufferable one, Jia. She's just this generic love interest to Alex that barely has any build up to this movie and build up to their relationship with each other. And they have 4 or 5 obnoxious circus dogs as well. And then we get to the most insufferable fuck in this movie, Stefano the sea lion. He serves zero purpose to the movie. Served nothing to the table other than being a third comic relief. Like come on. We got the penguins and the lemurs, and surprisingly enough, the penguins and the lemurs are barely in this fucking movie. We hardly see them in this film. It's just the circus animals. Come on. We're watching a Madagascar movie. We're not watching Open Season 3. This film makes Open Season... Speaking of Open Season 3, this film makes that film look like Toy Story in comparison. Listen. And somehow Stefano is able to just... And they ask what the fuck are they on and why are they so famous, and Alex says that he just loves jumping off his rock. And then the others just add a bunch of random shit that I cannot fit into this review. Stefano is absolutely astonished for what he hears, and then he says, why don't they come down to America with them? Oh, fucking plot twist. God damn it. Hate plot twists for no reason. You don't have... Plot twists can work well. Just don't make them fucking... Just don't shove them in for no apparent reason. Unfortunately, this is not the worst scene in the movie. I will get to the worst scene in a little bit. Possibly in a sec. And in fact, we're actually further away from that. And when they're all excited, and they say they can all talk with Vitaly. And Walter White is absolutely pissed, and he tells Alex that his circus members that the circus has no stowaways. However, chainsaws come out from the middle of nowhere, and Skipper says, what if the new owners will allow stowaways at the stowaways of the owner? Oh, that's a new tongue twister. That's pretty good. Not really. And then we cut to the next day. The fucking alarm clock rings, where the chimps authorize a transaction between the circus owners, meaning our boys are part of the iconic Ringling Dingling 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 Dongling Circus, or whatever. And Private will never be president. Sorry. Trust me, Private would be the better president around here. Not saying pointing fingers, but it's true. After some penguin shenanigans, which again, barely in this movie, the lemurs enter the back room because again, also barely in the movie. And apparently they're in some sort of back rooms or whatever. And he sees 2 glowing red eyes. No, it's not the monster from the back rooms. It's not Freddy Fazbear. It's Freddy Fazbear on a bike. Female and named Sonia. And Julian's absolutely dying for her with her grace and elegance that's comparable to fucking Brandon's like, oh shit. And the lemurs and the other Maurice and Moore are like, Julian, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know, Maurice. I'm just fucking this bear for no reason. Shut the fuck up, Julian. I'm grabbing the 9. Oh, god damn it, please don't. No. And they have their epic fun time, and then, oops, Dubois is back again. Them looking their toe prints or some whatever. Huh? She snips them out, and she goes under the train, rolls out of the train, goes on and goes in the train. Only just to get out of the way in 2 seconds. There was no point to do that. But that's her. But that's you. But that's Chantel. But that's just Chantel to you. And to you. She's still a decent villain. Just couldn't get myself to like her. And after they all see some kind of fun. For example, these tiny circus dogs who are obnoxious throughout this movie. And after Walter White friends to cut a shit, we get to the most part of the circus song. But as little Stefano is looking for Sonia, he's seeing that King Julian has kidnapped her hostage and has sent her out to live with the Pope. The fucking Pope? Bull fucking shit. I don't know what Pope it is. What Pope it is, depending on the timeline of this movie. The timeline of this movie. So they do they do weird ass shit. Weird ass shit. She'll have to. They see that, and then they go in back when in the Coliseum. They see the two love. See Alex and Gio, which again, no build up equals no chemistry. Have their super epic, epic ones, and they say that keep your voice down, laying low. Don't pull stupid shit, and don't be insufferable like our stupid sea lion is. Then she'll kick his ass. And then, but again, we come back to Dubois. She's making her way back to the circus because she sees it, and she sees the lemur bit, and she's Julian and Sonia. Dude's like, nope, let's not get them. Let's get the lion instead. Let's get Z Lion instead. Let's just steal a police motorcycle in order to catch them. But oops, and then she gets arrested and just tranquilizes a bunch of police officers. Just like, what? You could have at least stolen. She could have at least stolen something from literally anybody else. Just then she wouldn't be there. But we have to cut back to the show. God damn it! Which is about to begin, and as our gang go out, the Madagascar crew realizes that something's going wrong, and that in reality these guys suck cock, sick dick and balls and cock. Soon as we get this more uncringe moment, but oh no, and then the audience is like, oh no, I do not want to live on the planet anymore. Jesus Christ, this film is just as bad as fucking Space Jam: A New Legacy. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Everyone's just storming to the reef booth, demanding a refund. Our gang takes the complicated way out of things. Go on the train. They throw the people the money. God, and all the whole hard cash. God, people are so stupid these days. But they go inside an Italian prison, and they're gonna deport Dubois all the way back to Monte Carlo under maximum security. I wonder how she's gonna react. She's gonna be like, "Fuck, this is bullshit. We are not. This is bullshit. I cannot believe I have to be sent all the way back to Monte Carlo because my fucking life is ass." However, she's nowhere to be found. So they try looking for the escape spots. And it turns out that she was inside the mattress the whole time. And I just realized something I forgot to mention. How she literally, the fucking hat is on her pillow, the time there. But when she cuts the pillow through, the hat is on her head. How many fucking hats does she carry her head? In her head. She's like that one. Does he have the same amount of hats as that fucking one Dr. Seuss book? Probably, I don't know. Very clever mood, aren't you, fucker? She uses their own computer, and apparently they have no login. They have no login because they're too stupid to put one there. To look up the missing lions. It's oof. It's nothing. They cut back to the train. The game realizes that, well, they're completely shit. And Skipper says that they spent all the leftover money on golden teeth. Are you kidding? This is never brought up again. That's only gagged. And then Alex just randomly just sees Stefano on the top of the damn ass train. And when Alex goes out, he's hanging for dear life on the outside. And Stefano says to watch him in his head because the tunnel goes by. So he just goes up the wall and jumps off like you're in like Mario when he does wall jumps. Just go through the door. You are so stupid, Alex. You cannot be this dumb. And this shows him into this one records room and shows a bunch of bunch of memories, like telling him the turbulent tale of the circus and how it was go and how Vitalis actually sold Frosted Flakes cereal the entire time. Like I said, Walter White, he would jump through hoops and was renowned as the best of the best across the nation. And Attacker going time through time again for going through different hoops. One day he went too far, going through a small little hoop on fire. On fire. Your accidentally burns him alive, puts the fire out, and becomes aggressive like the person he is the tiger he is right now. This is tale by saying that trapeze Americano can help them succeed. And Alex says that if they can put their minds to it, they can get this to work, and they can get their asses to a miracle. Oh, bullshit. There's a reason why I consider this the worst movie from Dreamworks. It's worse than Shrek the Third and Shark Tale and Turbo. Yes, all of those things above at least have something. This, I felt something upon them. And I actually go, ha ha ha, he he ho ho, la la la. I didn't laugh any fucks. I didn't laugh fuck. From this. And as Alex says, Alex went on the next day. The Alex says that the crowd isn't as entertained as they should be. It's like, boo, we don't even want to try no more. And that viewer retention and revenue was down the gutter. They have to completely change and overhaul the circus that takes more risks. And they said that they hate humans because animals have passion and the ability to piss and shit all over corners and not get arrested. Say, you're getting too blah to smell that stuff, dumb fuck. And he says that they don't need human. Move. I'm not pick up my shit. I'm not wiping my ass, and nor am I flushing. And Al gets everyone aside to all cheer and chant like, whoa, the fucking chicken jockey scene from the Minecraft movie. But meanwhile, Walter White is still pissed because he didn't get classed as fucking the villain of the fucking circus. Gia eventually talks him down, convincing him to go for one more singular hoop. But meanwhile, Dubois breaks into the hospital that her people are in. And speaking of colleagues, they are not given one single piece of dialogue in the entire movie. They're just stuck on their bikes with zero something to do. They are some of the most pointless characters in DreamWorks history. And when none of them feel like doing anything because spoiler, they actually don't do shit in the fucking film. Dubois does all the work for them. Let her rest. My fucking god. She dims the lights and begins singing the fucking French national anthem or whatever that shit is. I don't even know if that. For a second, I thought the first time I heard this, I thought that was the fucking French national anthem, and you know what? This is not it. It's actually something else. Probably the most iconic one yet. So we're gonna break out of the restraints, all ready to go and murder, all ready to go and dance on top of their motorcycles, cause gravity. And while Mari's talking to Stefano, who's about to shoot himself out of a cannon, Rico lights the cannon up and he goes flying in the air. Wait, what? Wait, oh shit, slamming into a mountain. But now he's about to fall to his demise. God, you get insufferable each time I fucking see you, Stefano. So Mari's gotta go after him, which I don't feel like saying what he does. But he through the flies through the fucking air for no reason. It literally goes on for 1 minute. You can in a minute. That proves how atrocious the pacing is in this movie. Eventually, also slamming into the mountain as he's successfully able to get Stefano down without a lawsuit. And then Alex is talking to the obnoxious circus fox, showing them Rico's new invention as his girlfriend, as Gia shows up in something like blah 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 and show me your pussy. It ain't happening. Shut up, you stupid. You're trapped. Show up your trapeze americano, or else we will kick you out of the stream. Shut up, you stupid bitch. But meanwhile, Melman's on top of a big ass rope, but she's on because he's on a rope. And by the way, guys, and he made a grave mistake as he's about to fall to his death. Oh no, I'm gonna shake. I'm shaking. I'm falling to my death. Making Laura get up there to save him, telling him that it's just like dancing. And Melman's like, he cannot dance. I thought elephants couldn't dance. Giraffes couldn't either. And I looked like they were like fucking shits there. And I'm kind of running on fucking autopilot. I'm like fucking blowing empty on a fucking gas tank because of all the stuttering I've been doing. But Alex and Jess show up on the trapeze and he's trying to stall so he doesn't have to. She pushes him off to his death and he just kind of swings back and forth. Fucking filler. And pretends like it's all intentional just like I did. And but the penguins like pop out of nowhere where so they dress them in flowers and oh no, Dubois has found them again. But she doesn't actually see them. She's on to them. Don't make it any easier for her to spot. So they go back on her wagon train moving as Vitaly heads back to her old nesting ground. Where the hell was Dubois the whole time? Was he on the back of the train or some sort? Or was he inside a flower pot or something? Where was he? Cut to London. And then we cut to the next location. London. Jesus Christ. All these fucking vibes I got when I was a little kid. I feel like I was going through the entire state of Pennsylvania. From west to the east direction. I'm not a Pennsylvanian stereotype because I don't live in Pennsylvania. Yeah. But props to everyone who lives in Pennsylvania. Put in the chat. But they see a fucking old man with a fucking eagle. Alex is checking on in. He sees Stefano crying out in the corner, saying that since that Walter White doesn't want to go out because he's being a little bitch butt. And he says he's gonna go reason with him. And Alex is saying, stop being a fucking bitch and go join the show. Without my right foot, I can't walk. You get fake foot, then you want. He don't want a fake foot. He quits. And drinks, and I don't know. Now, blah, blah, blah. Animated movie speed. Yes, blah, 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 bullshit. I don't shit. Fucking, this is dog shit. Locks the absolute shit. As Walter White gives out one last chance. So he locks the absolute shit in. He's ready to goddamn do what he couldn't do before. And also this part gets a really good caption. Really good memes out here. And no surprise, he actually goes through the fucking hoop. Then, of course, after he blows it, he starts his entire fucking Katy Perry reference, the entire dance sequence. Jesus Christ. This is not funny. Nothing about this movie is fucking funny. But as the scene ends, we got our chimpanzees and the old ass man hanging the fuck out. Smoking bananas or what? Smoking bananas? Okay then. They're playing off for Chump. But he doesn't have time since. Uh-oh, Dubois is back in the house again. And Alex puts the penguins on speed dials like 2x speed, and she says that Alex is part of an actually fugitive of the New York City Zoo. That until the penguins come in and crack her fucking spine, knocking her in a can and sending her on her way. Wait, where? But unfortunately, this is the liar revealed cliche is here. Sure, God, this is. And I can't wait to say that this is fucking ridiculous. This is one of the worst lying reveal cliches I've ever fucking seen. And I'm honestly gonna be real. I mean, they tried their best, but they didn't do it so well. I mean, so well. Because of this. Woman evil. Dead. Train. Lie. Become part of the circus. Objective. Then get home. And dancing like that as the rest of the gang shows up in New York City. Unfortunately, the liar reveal cliche is still not the worst scene in the movie. I am so close to that scene as well. It's a scene where my blood fucking boils. Jesus Christ. I have never hated a certain scene this much. And Walter White Tiger tries to comfort Stefano. However, none of that matters because this is the gang is finally back at the zoo where they're supposed to be. The zoo just wasn't gonna cut it, and says that leaving the zoo was the best thing that ever happened to them. And after everything they've been through, they can just go sit in the zoo all day. They should go live with the circus people and apologize for lying to them as using careers as profit. They just get Dubois. That is a new adjective. Is ready to execute her main hero till the zookeepers come out and realizes that she's an international hero. Hey, look, name your fucking air. Hey, you know what? Name LaGuardia fucking airport or Dubois International Airport. That's the only fucking way. Yeah. Because, however, none of that matters because this is bullshit. And they go inside they're inside their cages, completely barbed wired. As the New York City mayor pulls up to the stage, he's given Happy Gilmore these Adam Sandler checks, but then just decides to rip it in half because it's not because of what. Remember, it isn't about the money; it's about the lion. And the man's about to be shot by a venomous tranquilizer. I'm surprised I haven't even fucking mentioned a tranquilizer darts ever in this fucking review. Saving out Trapeze, the Americano, comes in hot, saving us from the post-Reddit scene annihilated by a French woman. And as the circus is all up and running, the Seaver's in full command, ready to take out all possible threats. What's in this movie the other ones get hit with a giant elephant. She gets hit with a giant elephant ass. I was gonna say they're about to leave, but they forgot Stefano. But ultimately, Dubois is on his ass again as he gets his little steps in order to get one. We watched him. And then she's like Mary fucking. She was riding on her umbrella like she's fucking Mary Poppins or something. Shooting Marty out of his cannon in epic fashion, and they actually do get to do Trapeze Americano. Conway and takes her where her gun is. Alex is launched up in the air, and as they fight, Alex throws her into his cage, saying future racist male for being poached by her. But she gets shot in her ass. Dear God, the humor's unfunny. And now we get to the absolute worst fucking scene in the goddamn movie. The fucking ending. Like, seriously, all what they went through was for nothing. For zero. Nothing. Their objective in the first and second film was to get back to New York, but in this film they arrived at their fucking destination, and they just decided to not go. And they decided to go. They already reached their destination. Why would they want to go further? So they go inside, and they fly back to another part of the They're part of the planet of Europe again. Again, I have never fucking hated an ending this fucking much as I did with Mercy 2026. I watched on a Discord call with some of my friends, and that is how the movie go. The movie goes. Movie go. Wow, this is without question the worst DreamWorks movie I have ever fucking seen. The story is, in a summary, the story is a horrendous continuation of its predecessor. The screenplay is absolutely atrocious due to the terrible, because it contains some of the worst dialogue I've heard in a DreamWorks film. The acting is kind of shallow for the most part. Well, like Ben Stiller and Frances McDormand really try their best to give out a good vocal performance as their respective characters. But the screenplay that they're given to is absolutely atrocious from start to finish. It has atrocious pacing. This movie was 1 hour and 33 minutes long. Do you want to know how long this felt for me? An eternity. Most of the characters in this movie are either forgettable or annoying. Hans Zimmer's score is honestly isn't even that good. The cinematography is extremely dull, and none of the jokes land. And all those reasons above explain why Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, is the worst DreamWorks movie I have ever seen. Period. This is one of the worst movies of 2012. You all know what this is getting. This is getting a big 1 out of 10 or an F minus. Fuck this movie. Anyway, thank you for watching and go subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.